No, there was nothing else that you could have said or done that would have made things different. No, there's nothing that you failed to do as to why things turned out the way that it did and the things that they're doing now. There's nothing else that you could have done that would have made things come out differently, to make them stay, to make the relationship work, to still be in good standing with them, to still be in communication with them, to have kept them from cutting you off. No, there's nothing else you could have done. Sometimes when you have to make tough decisions in your life, sometimes you want to look back and say, you know what, am I doing the right thing? Maybe I could have given another opportunity, another chance. But you know deep within yourself that you have. You've explained your hurt, your pain. You've explained the things that hurt you and upset you. You've given them every opportunity to correct it and to fix it. You waited. You gave chance after chance after chance. You forgave, you forgave, you forgave. You try to be in their shoes. You try to see things from their perspective. You kept your mouth shut. You kept your opinion to yourself. You even changed your mind a few times and stayed and continued in that relationship, in that friendship, in that ministry. Whatever it may be, you have given every opportunity, but you kept finding yourself repeating yourself over and over and over and over and over. And you stopped repeating, you stopped talking, you started raising your voice. There were times you were just angry. There were times that you snapped off. There are times that you just got tired. No, there's nothing else you could have done. When it was time for you to close that door and make that decision, there was not a step you missed. The truth of the matter is you stayed so long that you were being stepped on. You were beginning to be stepped on and walked on. You gave so many opportunities that now they start outrightly disrespecting you. That's how I'm trying to tell you, my brothers and sisters, that no, there's nothing you missed. You missed God's voice. You missed his warning. You missed his calls. You missed his heeds. You missed and ignored the red flags. You missed yourself, your self-worth. But no, there's nothing else you could have done. Think of how it moved from the relationship, the dynamics of the relationship, moved from them doing wrong, okay, to you forgiving, to now you're doing wrong with them because you keep staying in the relationship, that they keep doing you wrong, that eventually you started just going off too and doing your own wrong, to apologizing for what you did wrong, to having discussions about the situation and how things can be better. Attempting to do that, they don't keep their end of it. They keep doing different things. And then you just resolve to saying, okay, I'm just going to stick this out. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be a good partner. I'm going to be a good sibling. I'm going to be a child that's just going to stick through this no matter what. I'm going to stay in this ministry and just serve no matter what. And even when you stop, even when you just decided to take the higher road, you let things slide. You let their insults slide. You work through when they shut down on you and all of that. You keep going and you keep going. When you did all those things, it was never enough. And at the end of it all, they can easily discard you like nothing. What troubles you is because God has given you an ability to love. When you have a gift to love and to forgive and to humble yourself and to stay with someone and to try to understand them and to love them no matter what, and to even set yourself on the back burner, forget about it, immediately see when you've done wrong and come back and ask for forgiveness and wait patiently for the forgiveness and keep going forward in a relationship, no matter what type of relationship it is. And you move forward as if nothing has happened, but you realize they've been keeping a record, or they don't have that same type of love and empathy for you. The reason why you could do that and you can stay that long and you can endure those things is because God has placed something in you that you must protect with all diligence and ferociously. You're looking back and you're thinking of what else you could have done because of your heart, because of this ability, this gift that God has given you. But what many have lacked is wisdom and discretion, knowing when to say when to pull up, and not allowing yourself to be bruised and to be bent and to get torn. You see? So sometimes when God tells you to leave things alone and walk away, when you're walking away, sometimes in your heart you're going, did I do everything? Yes, you did. Have you ever had this thing? At some point in my life, I used to do this. I know I shut the door for the night, but then did I shut the door? Did I turn the stove off? Did I turn that hall light off? And I get up and go check again. But I did. Did you do everything that was right? Don't look back and think of something you could have done better. Don't go back or you will be destroyed. They don't feel the same way about you. Do you see them trying? Now, they'll try to a certain point sometimes when they want you back to maybe get that last jab in. I remember being in this situation where there was this person that I realized that they were reaching out to me only when, like, it was, I want to say, it's not when they want something. I don't know how to explain it. But I'd been trying to meet up with them or whatever. And there was always just some situation why we could not meet, and mostly on their end. So I was like, cool, just left it alone. And so this particular thing came and happened. And this person, I realized there was this specific reason that I cannot really speak on. Okay, because I don't want to give out any information. There's a specific thing that was going on at that time, and they wanted to be, that was going on around me and with my family, that they wanted to be around that. And so finally they're reaching out and all these different things. And it was just like this check in my spirit, like, And I realized that this person was contacting me and talking to me simply because of what I had going on. And so they start talking randomly, but they had already sort of knew or somehow got wind of what I had going on. Okay. So they're trying to talk up to me now so I can, invite them or open my doors or meet up with them. Okay. And I was like, stayed away from that. So I just left it alone, didn't say anything about it. But they started reaching out to me, really wanted to just meet with me really badly. They want to have lunch with me. They just want to meet with me. And me just being who I am, I decided to go meet with the person. Meet for lunch. So we sit and we have lunch together and everything. And as we're wrapping everything up and I'm getting ready, before we left the place, the person begins to talk about that situation. They began to say something of the effect that it wasn't that they were trying to come to me because of the situation I had going on. I'm talking in circles, but try to keep up. It wasn't because of that and blah, blah, blah. It's like they met with me because they want to tell me that, right? And we went to the parking lot and said our goodbyes. And the person was like, oh, how much they're gonna, they're gonna contact me. They want to keep in touch and blah, blah, blah. Never heard from that person again. What am I saying? Sometimes they'll reach out to you. Sometimes they're going to reach out to you because there's something they still have on their mind that they want to say. And sometimes they want to be the one to, let's get back together, or let's, does not even necessarily have to be someone you're in a relationship with, but sometimes a person just want to be the one to just turn the tables, bring you back so they can say, well, I'm the one that left. I'm the one that decided that this wasn't going to work out. This relationship, this friendship, this business deal. Sometimes they'll have ulterior motives as to why. Sometimes they're in a bind and some things are going on in their life, and they know that you're the type of person they can depend on for that specific phase in their life. So when they're reaching out to you, sometimes there's an ulterior motive. And once they've proven their point, once you've helped them out, once they get back on their feet, they drop you again and do what they always do. Individuals like this, unless the Lord truly changed their heart, until they are truly willing to subject themselves to God, no, they're not going to change. They're not going to change. They'll change scenes, they'll change the setting, but their character is going to be the same. Okay? So no, don't look back. There's nothing else you could have done. You think this way because of the way the Lord made you. And you have a space in yourself that you are really emphatic. You think about people. You have empathy. You care. You do all these things. They're not like that. That's why you're thinking, oh, maybe I should reach out. And they're not thinking about you. They can go, Christmas don't say Happy New Year. Christmas don't say Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, no Happy New Year, no birthday, no nothing. When they're mad at you, they're mad at your children. When they're mad at you, they want their stuff back. When they're mad at you, they'll say anything to you. Guys, when you have people that will just say anything to you, or if you have a disagreement with them, they go in for the jugular. Or if you're honest with them, they want to kill you off and bring up your most painful things. And beware of those that love to hurt, but the minute you say something, they fold like plastic on heat and then turn it and act like you're the worst thing ever, when all along you've always stood by with egg on your face. You always let them, hit you in that soft spot in your tummy. You don't say anything when they insult you. You keep going no matter what. Guys, what happens is these individuals, when you are long suffering to the wrong people, they're going to find all they're going to do is try to figure out another way to get over. They're going to keep hurting you. They don't say, you know what? I have a good child. Look at my child. Look at my sister. Look at my brother. Look at my uncle. Look at my husband. Look at my wife. Look at my boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance. Look at this friend that I have. No, what they do is they see that, okay, I can do more. What else can I do? Or they hold this position of, I don't care. Sometimes, my brothers and sisters, they don't care. And you have to believe that, and you have to accept that and move forward. No, there's nothing else you could have done. You did it all. And that's why you were ran over. That's why you were abused. That's why they know that they can do certain things with you that they wouldn't do to the next person. Because they've taken you for granted. They've taken advantage of you. The expectation is that you're going to break. The expectation is that you're going to come around. The expectation is you're going to apologize. The expectation is you are going to just take what I have to give to you, and I'm going to punish you. And then you're going to keep begging, and you're going to keep trying, and then maybe I'll take you back. But the expectation is, even when you're in those relationships with them, right? To keep your mouth shut. The cues in which you should not say anything, when you should just purse your lips, keep your feelings in, laugh when it hurts you. No. My brothers and sisters, that is a dark, demonic spirit in which they operate in. That is not the Spirit of God. The Spirit of God is considerate of others, thinks of others, patient, kind. You know when you've done wrong. You don't want them to hurt. You can say that you're sorry. You can move on. Guys, everybody is not like that. People that operate in pride, they're stiff-necked, they're unforgiving, they're unyielding, they're not placable. That's how they are. That's the relationship that they don't have with God. That's why you can be sensitive. They're not sensitive to the Holy Spirit anymore. A lot of them, their conscience has been seared. And the whole purpose is they like you around because they can control you and they can say things and they can do things, and they will willingly go through that cycle of being with you, getting along with you for a while on their terms, hurting you, not letting you know if you've hurt them. If you've hurt them, you got to feel it before they tell you. They're going to put you through a bunch of stuff. And then you have to stay and hope that they thought, and then you go, okay, everything's good, and you apologize, and they let you know what you did wrong, and you say that you're sorry, but you may realize you can't really say much to them about what they did because you don't want things to fall apart again. So you stay. And so you're going to be in this relationship where everything is an eggshell. Every situation, you're on eggshells and you're trying to maintain it, but they will easily ransack everything. And the expectation is you're going to pick up the pieces and you're going to wait for them to come around. Guys, this is in mental abuse. And a lot of times people that do that are people that's been abused and mistreated throughout their life. Somewhere they were trauma, they were hurt, they were mistreated, they were done wrong, and they healed incorrectly. They didn't heal, they didn't follow God. And so they become jagged and they become hurtful. And they will prey on you because they enjoy making you suffer. They'll never call you in some cases because the expectation is, I know in time they'll come back to me. Don't go back to bondage. You've done all you could do. And many guys, the Lord allowed you to stay and to be there and to keep loving them and to keep yielding to them no matter what they did for a time. But certain people, that type of love and attention will not make them feel like, you know what, let me change. They figure out how to get around, how to hide, how to lie, how to manipulate, how to keep doing stuff, how to turn the tables, how to disrespect you and lie and say, I didn't do anything to you. And they'll stick to that with a straight face, and you'll be sitting there going over and over in your head like, oh, well, maybe I did do something wrong. Don't do that. Mind games. Guys, this is a deceptive, demonic, evil spirit that manifests itself and houses and nestles itself in the heart of people who have been hurt, abused, traumatized in their life. And somewhere they discarded God, because guess what? In order to be free from any type of hurt and pain and disappointment in your life, when you're following God, you're going to come to this part about forgiveness. You're going to come to this bridge about, not treating the person, not doing back to them the way they've done you. And a lot of times individuals like this, when it gets to this part, they don't want to do that. And so they stay, and sometimes they still stick around doing church stuff and godly things and saying I'm a good person, but it don't work that way. They still have this dark area in their heart in which they can really do the most wickedest and evil things and not think. My brothers and sisters, it won't matter if you share blood. It don't matter if you share the same last name. It doesn't matter if they put a ring on your finger. It doesn't matter what you do. They can forget it and go in and utterly destroy you. And every minute with them, it's like you're starting from scratch. Like you've never done anything. And like they've done everything and you kept doing wrong. You cannot live like that. Run to the Lord, guys. I know there are many of you go to counseling. I'm not going to say you can't go to counseling, but I'm here to tell you, counseling is going to get you so far. It's only through the Holy Spirit and through prayer, through Jesus Christ, the Son of God, that you're going to get that thorough healing that you need, that spiritual firewall of protection around you. If not, you're going to find yourself having moved on. You're going to have these seeds of resentment, and you are going to start the next chapter of manipulation with somebody else who cares about you. You see, sometimes you may leave them, but you take the seeds with you. Sometimes you may leave the situation, but you're impregnated with all that rejection, and you become the mean kid. You become the mean girl. You become the mean guy, the mean man, woman, the touchy person. You're in a new environment and you've built this eggshell surrounding for others. You're comfortable in it because you know everybody else is going to tread lightly around you. Don't allow that to happen to you. Pray, ask the Lord to help you and to heal you his way. And while you do your counseling and all that good stuff, guys, make sure that you're looking to God, who solidifies, who keeps all things, who keeps you on an even ground, who gives you beauty for ashes, who can flush out all the toxins out of you. If you only be willing to turn to him. I didn't want this video to be so long, but somebody needs to hear this. Don't go back to that. No, there's nothing else you could have done or said. You've done enough, and that's why they were taking advantage of you. That's why they got to the point that they can talk to you any old kind of way, because you've always been giving, and they got comfortable. God is trying to save you and remove you from that. Otherwise, they will utterly destroy you. Sometimes they may not physically do it, but in your mind, you're shot. Don't let them do this. You have been looking through things through pixel vision for a long time. You have a picture of what you want this relationship to be. You have a picture of what you want your parent or parents to be. You have this picture of how you want you and your siblings to be. You have a picture of how you want birthdays and holidays to be. But sometimes that's not the picture that's going to be a reality. And so you have to look up. The word of God says in Colossians 3:1, set your mind on things above, where Christ sits at the right hand of the Father. Look to him. Psalm 27:10 says, when my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will pick me up. That means when my mother, my father, that's the highest relationship ever. So everything else falls under that. Mother, father, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, friends, husband, wife, children. The Lord's going to pick you up. Focus on him. Let him heal you. Do not look back.